your whole young life was spent at the beach and at the rocks and anything or another. It was in your head at that time was just you was away the pullers and the lobsters and fishing off of the rocks, and then the summertime when you grew older, you used to go with some of the old lads out the fishing and the yawls. They all had a loon or 2 loons with them just to help them. And they, well, you know, what they call us doing that. But your work, but that was just that. Your life was spent there, and again, you never had nothing else in mind but just to fishing. And you had a good idea, and of course there was a family had 9 of his, and I was the oldest loon, so I had no ghoster. You had to go to school, whatever. And away you went. I got exemption at Easter to go out there later in Mali. And I had my 14th birthday in Mali. And I mind for the goat. All blighty get me 6pence. Wasn't it blighty to get away? And all the lady say, the skipper get me dinner. That was my birthday present. And then you just get on for there and get away with Chrome and the darg. And then he started getting bother, hair troubled, I think, rather, and the boat was laid up a file, and the ship was laid up a file, and then he started again, and we get away again. And then he'd had another heart attack, so they sailed the drifter. And of course there was at that time. In fact, I was driving the motorboat, so I got back aboard the blighty driving her. And well, you get away at the evening school and took your tickets and everything around there, and then 2 or 3 years get together joking, Robbie and me was wondering about a boat. At that time the Calais was in good condition for getting a boat, but we're not about it in a long community. So I put the price of the thing up, and I'd cancelled it. So the next we got now was Chrome get away, and he come right again. And he get away and got his boat begin in Cookie's yard. And I get away with him. That was the fishing at the war started, so, October 39. And the war was on at that time, you see, and then when we come home for that fishing, that was the first barbies that ever we got. You know this worth. Well, yeah, you kind of got something. with Chrome. You got a fishing or something. You miss like good winter fishing, the limes. And then when we come home for Yarmouth, when we squared up, you were not far out of the barbies had come for. And then we took our water lock you to the Davy, and we left her here, we come home, and then I took a water drifter for here. He was the Shanghai, but he was just a kind of press gang until the. And then when the war was done, we hired a boat, after the war was done, Jock and Robbie and me. And we just started for there, and then we got a boat and just carried on for there, right up. But there was no money in until wartime. They got wartime anything worth like. And you just carried on and did your best, and we got a living right enough after came. And then of course Jock had to go ashore, and then that I kind of finished it. I gave up, and was getting a bit of bother on it one, and my legs and everything like that, and gave it up. That was about, when did that be? 1970. Ah, we didn't know bad. But oh, it's different days now to fishing. Different thing altogether.
When you was alone, these things the washed out fishing.
Oh, aye. Oh,
What kind of fish did you catch the washed out, and far about did you catch them?
What you get after was reed codlins. And at that time, it was hardly a nest that you'd get a war with 20 pullers and a decent kind of a chance and come home without a reed codlin at some again, sometimes corner them. But that's good now, you'll fish it to wash that now and you get a reed codlin out of the way for a very long. But I would say myself that that was coded come in and they inshore them in the tangles and they grew reed. Right supposed to be off I would say they were. Oh, aye. But the fish that you get for was fish that you could eat. Give I mean that podlers in. He was a winter nut. He was a winter to dark podlers or nothing like that. Oh, that was it was codlins that you eat after. Reed codlins. Ah, there was some good ones in our morning.
So far about you catch him at the washed out now?
Ah, the wife, most like a ghost in, a was right through the scourgy, it was you call it, pike, a right through past scourgy. But through them with scourgy and the needle and coral, that kind of was, and at far you got the codlins. Oh.
And it was just codlins that you catched, was it?
Well, that was that. You was wintered. You was a wintered. Nothing else you can.
No.
Sometimes of that stuff, sails and that you see, but you didn't win them. It was codlins you was after. Oh, you can't do the lobster holes round about the inch and round about the washtub and everything like that. You say, just nah, I can't. You eat them, you can't. It was more for a catching of them than anything else. Oh.
What about the activity with Rosehearty Herb at that time? When you was young, what was the scene then?
Well, there was a fleet of baldies, oh, it would have been 35 feet. And maybe bigger than that. There was about that. Half a dozen how I score them at Rosehearty, but that was all lads that had heron boats. They laid them up in the port all winter. Get it? Through the port. And then when summertime come, they hauled up the baldies up on the shore, the whole shore, and then they get a what the heron. Marvellous, and oh, and I mind them all now. Joe couldn't mind in their names.
Did the land heron at Rosehearty in your day, Bill?
They didn't land heron, but they cured. I can mind a while back when we was youngsters. They long and I mean, oh wait, beat the fishing. And them curing at the heat of the port, you know.
Oh, aye.
Rosehearty women, and fit I took it to be at that time. Instead of taking a women in for Rosehearty and the yards and the brook, they took a heron out to them out there. There's plenty of room and nothing, and the queue were there. With the Rosehearty women, you hear? But there was never no heron landed in my time at Rosehearty. And we stayed with that for New Zealand for our old grandfather, old chappie at Rosehearty, he used to tell us that he'd landed heron at the Temperance Hotel. The Bartison they called it. You know the back of there?
Aye.
And he had actually landed heron there to eat the pier here at the it wasn't so the same as that there at the Bartison again. But that further in the east of land, they're here and land the port. all days. Oh, I've heard that, all lads used to tell you about that. But that was in overtime. They here had lad in overtime. But there was a fleet of yawls get well, they get to the small end and anything rather there in that days.
For the small in that days now, Bill. For the small in that days.
Just fished out of that boot to why the Ska and up the Wastart and they just fished out why. And there was a fish house at the head of the pier on it. Jimmy Crome's fish house.
The old pier.
There was pier.
The was pier,
aye.
aye.
There was a fish house here and I could mind. And all the code was all queued there and laid out in the rocks a while along at the wash side.
Mm.
And the loons, they had same of the loons, a kind of engaged.
Aye.
And at next she used to get and put them into heaps and put a canvas over them. And then the more run you to get down and put them out.
Aye.
Out on the rocks, you see, spread them. And then at the end of the year, there's a ship would come into the harbour and to the way they dried fish away the Mediterranean or something like that.
Is that right?
Oh,
Aye.
that was the doings of that days.
So 50 years had that been, roughly?
That's a while back in the 20s,
1920s.
1920s, aye. Because I left the school in 27. So I'd been a forward, you see. Oh.
For about life aboard the Dundalk now, Bill?
Oh, well, the drifter, there were comfortable boats and fine boats for the job you can. Oh, aye. Oh, it's the same the lines there. The winter time, of course, yeah. It was a great job, I wouldn't think. Well, lots of folk in the thought, but you didn't think that everybody else did, and you just did the same as everybody else. Oh, aye.
But she was a fast boat with a triple expansion engine.
Oh, well, aye, she was having the top of the drifter line, like, that thing. Oh, aye.
Fit kind of triple engine was it? Was it a monkey triple? Or?
No, it was I don't mind fit it was. I can't mind now. But you know, they were real fast, that ships. They were all about the same speed, but 9.5, 10 mile an hour again. Some of them were a wee bit faster than others, at least the lots of escapade with them trying to race each other. Oh, aye. But again, I would say they haven't missed the drifter days. They'd miss out at something again. I mean, I thought it was hard times and everything. And again, it was just a liveliness about the fishing at that time. And oh, aye.
You mind your biggest catch that time, Bill, or roughly, can I?
Well, I would say it was in Dundalk. That was 180 grand at Yarmouth, for the first weeks of the fishing. And we get a walker nets to St. Combs ship. But I would say that was the biggest team that I made on. It was 180 grand, which was not a bad haul. And was glad for that lad coming to go out in the arena, I'll tell you that.
So you get the lines as well as the draft net?
Oh, you get the lines all winter. Oh,
lines all winter.
That was out of my leg. Oh,
could you explain just the whole process of the draft net at sea? Where you start it, from start to finish?
Oh, the short end of that?
The short end in the pollen.
Well, basically, you shoot, we have the engine just turning over, shoot and right down for a wind. But if it was a breeze of wind, sometimes you didn't need much engine. Sometimes you put the mizzen across and shot with the mizzen. They propeller it out. And they just threw it over a tail bow, and then there was 20 lads for it, and 20 after the cork crop. And somebody hanging up the bows, basically the cook hanging up the bows. And they just kiled them out over the side, and as a bow come along, you see over his head and threw the bow at the sea, and there, yeah, that was just, you just carried on till they were all shot. And then when you swung up, you'd a line maybe till dark on the way, but sometimes maybe 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, you haul, you see, and you just hove up with the capes in on the bush rope. Okay, that was the messenger, big tarry rope. That was the bottom of the net. There was a lad for it at the time I shot, and he was tying his stoppers on it to fit the net under this rope. And that sunk it, you see, that was a sinker. I'd keep it them doing. And then when you swung up in the tail of this tarry rope. Okay? I never know, mile of nets, I suppose. And a drift, as you see, you shot in 18, 19 nets at that time. And then hauling was well, you was at least 4 or 5 hours hauling the morning again. And shocking the hair, and of course you've seen them at it. And the captain just took in a young lad doing the leader box. He killed his big rope down into the leader box, and the rest of them was all hauling. And that is just what he did until you finished. Then I went for a hair bar and spread up your nets, clean your nets, and landed your hair in, and we's doing, all doing your nets again into hole, and then you was off again for another or 2 hours. That was just what it did. Oh,
So about the line fishing now? It'd been a great line, do you
that
know?
was a great one, aye.
Aye, so.
That was you get away just New Year. Whenever a New Year was past, you was off. And that was catching, cod, skate, ling, eels, havels, and that kind of stuff. That's what you was after at that time. And then later on in the year, a wow, that would bar in that was. It was hake that you get after. You get the hake fishing. But the lines was basically 45 to 50 lines a day that you shot every 2 days. Took you about 2 hours and a half to shoot them. That was a ship near gone full speed and 3 baiting on the side deck. And the line running out over a bar, out over a rail. New bait and I turn about and throwing that bait out over. And then you tied it to my 40 hour and get to the rain and started to haul. Now, what would you haul maybe a bit? A good haul, maybe 4 lines an hour. So that gives you at least 12, 15 hours haul at you. You must have started at midnight or 9 o'clock at night, just depend. And then you made for a market, landed your fish, and you had mostly bait waiting you for the herring boats. And aboard your bait, and away you went again for the next turn out. And it just get on like that. And then, when the year come in a bit, the fish kind of took off. Month of March and that kind of was it. And I can't even the Martin at all that time, but you know what, catching hake out at Barren, you know? And that's a different kind of fish and altogether. That was the same lines, but you had a wake down every now and then to put them down on the bottom. And then there was short slack, and you had a ball, a glass ball, the next time maybe 10 or a dozen a hook's back, 30 for them, and you'd have a ball on. So the lines were lying for the boat them up, you can. And that's why they worked at it. The hake was off the boat them a lot of time, you see, just catching them. And that was just the fishing then. For that fishing was doing in the month of April, maybe in April, you was a warm market ready for the early herring again. And then the routine started again. Sometimes I was Shetland wire, or water heelings, the early herring. And then the month of June and July out here. And then, well, with the Rosehearty and they mostly get back to the heelings at the end of the summer. Working at the Ree and all that was the day in, and then you come home and go to get out again now what the Yarmouth. Then the Yarmouth fishing was done, sometimes you could have what the lochs, they called it the lochs, that was anchor nets inside for a herring was. And then home and I want the lines outside our winter, that was the routine. Oh, it's a different business altogether now.
So if it was a hardest between that two, Bill, between the drift net and the line fishing?
Well,
the same.
The herring, the Holland herring was a stiff job. It was hard at work. Sometimes but the work was as hard at the lines, but it was longer, more tedious, you can. Oh, and then it was winter. That day you didn't think much of the winter. It was just cold and that did the bad the same.
So if it kind of social life, or if it was a social life at all, as you saw it then?
It was far for the use of fishing.
Aye. Well, you can, if you got ashore, obviously if you used to see it in the time to do anything, can but.
Well, the only time you had ashore was at the weekend, I say that on Sunday. And unlike in the Heelands, you couldn't go to town there. Well, you just get a wander around a boat and you'd sometimes we'd have a dance in a holly at Malling every now and then. Young crowd dog in here again. But mostly you just had a travel with a boat and used to anything or other and enter the refreshment room up there in the pier, and then when you get to the station for the train come in at 10 o'clock at night, that was a big scene in that days. And then you'd have been round to hot some of the quines, Malling. And then that place we used to go down was the bakers in Malling. Neil McCongus, our man was a baker. He was a Duncan, in the Duncans at Rosehearty. And up at the bakehouse, Neil was an awful lady. She favoured Rosehearty Loon, you hear? Up at the bakers and he just passed the time we were in. It wasn't a great lot to do, really. 3/4 of the time you get a wash over, you had anything in your pooch. No. They were hard times right enough. I've seen 3-4 hours at Yarmouth for those got a war doing at night. And there was a lad who was like fishing with a big chip from up the head at King Street. And he used to see from what you had and you had forward and money. And you had there. And that was for the body was kind of shut in. And he was, we like one with him, and he would have all the chips that was left, he would have just put them into paper, you see, and the fish that was left over, and away you went. He was a very good to get on it. But he was not really stale with either. He had plenty made in the boats. Oh, aye. Oh, he was plenty of grub.
When you come back home again for the fishing, if it was life like at home, I mean, was it just a life of work at home again?
Oh, aye. You'd your lines your had that state Maine and oh, aye, that's right.
Again, the
Well,
German and
lucky,
Dutch
aye.
boats come in here, you see.
Yeah. Well, our lads used to reckon that a bit of smuggling, you know, at that time.
We're still that now.
Oh, aye.
Aye.
But I mind an old chap, he tell it is, he landed here until he was a loon at the Temperance Hotel, you know.
Aye. That's interesting now. Never
You
heard
can,
that.
you can hardly,
Aye.
but it is a pier.
Mm-hmm.
People doing it at the Temperance Hotel, you know. Darkly.
A bark or something like that, with its bowsprit stuck across the road and the old toll house.
Well, from that lad used to tell his that way.
Aye. So, in Andrew Danger, would
Under
he
danger, yeah.
playing a fiddle when you was there?
Aye, oh, aye.
What's your memories about them? Man?
Oh, under danger, like, he was a great fiddler. And he's the loon, Jimmy. He and Jimmy the cod him.
Mm-hmm.
Then we was due married, we made up a road, you see, first till we get into the house in the broch. We made it until the house was clear, like. And Jimmy used to come up with his fiddle, and the wife was a good hand at the piano, you see, and we used to have lots of good nights, you see, up here. She was a great hand at fiddle. And Johnny Riddle, I mind finding him. Oh, then was I like Tony's band. I like Gene Simpson and oh, that was a dance, as you see.
Yeah.